Well, we've only got a couple of hours to spare today. Just having a look along the high tide mark, noticing there's a few clams here, razor clams, cockles as well, and even a couple of gaper clams I've seen. And the usual plastic rubbish, some to take home.
There's a little break in the weather. We've had a succession of northerlies, and out there today it's just moved round to the southwest, which has churned the water up a little bit, and then we've got another storm coming, so I wanted to make the most of these conditions today. Plan today realistically is to get some whiting, use those whiting as live bait for either bass or conger. Now this is daylight obviously, and we're going to fish through the day today, but I'm going to come back to this mark at night and see if there's a difference in the catch rate. Generally the bigger fish, conger and bass, come at the night. So on the continental rod, we're just going to go for a 3-hook flap. Slightly bigger, longer shanked hooks on this one, just to make it a bit easier to unhook these whiting, particularly because we're using a live bait rig. Just clip on the lead to that one. I don't need more than 4 ounces today. Do firm up a little bit if you hit these gutted lugs.
A lot easier to thread along the hooks these. So a bit of a change in fishing for me. Obviously we've done a lot of lure fishing with the bass this year, tail end of this year. Once the water clears, we'll get back on that.
Last one.
Sometimes I take the tail bit off there. Using the proper pulley rig on this one. You can see a video of that on the channel. And just wrapping loads of squid on. Some I'll tightly wrap, but conditions like these, not so much.
This one only needs to be dropped short.
And I've got quite a light setup because the fish close in. We don't get any massive congers here.
There's actually a, don't know if you can see the difference in the water sort of colour there. It's like a little bit of clearer water, so I'm just putting it in between the 2 tones of the water. Got the tide coming in, just at the top of the tide. Well, looks like we've got a bite. Do you think that's a whiting, or do you think that's something else? Because looking at that, I'm not sure that's whiting. It's a tight little rattle, and then a little bit of weight on the line. The whiting really do bounce that continental rod off, but not so sure about this one. I'll tighten that up and we'll see if we got anything. Just swell, I think.
Can you guess what it is? It's a tiny little conger. Of course these congers don't look like much, and they grow to 250 pounds. Imagine one of those. But for this neck of the woods, the south coast, it's a real rarity. We had a few last year of better sizes, and there are bigger ones here. It just goes to show how the seasons and the types of fish we get here really do change over the years. I mean, we've had skate on this neck of the woods, which we never seem to have had in any good numbers off the beach. Here we're in again, landing another one. Congers, obviously. We've even had a stingray landed here. It's stuff you wouldn't ordinarily expect. And there was even reports of cod as well a few weeks back, which is something we haven't seen properly for decades. Unfortunately a little bit more deeper hook, that one.
Pretty obvious, but really sharp knife. It's one of the best things I've bought, this knife. It just makes cutting the bait so much easier. Look at that. So I'm just going to tip the lug with that little bits of mackerel on, just one of the 3 hooks. Just wondering whether that makes a difference with those conger. Strange that they're going for the lugworm though, not fish baits. It's been a very strange season, this one.
Something really spooky about those, isn't there? Look at that eye. The way to tell these conger apart from the silver eel is the dorsal fin on the conger starts a lot higher up. It's actually level with the end of the pectoral fins, whereas a silver eel has its dorsal fin sort of starting a lot further down its body. But to be honest, looking at those eels today, I think you can tell they just look a little bit spookier, don't they? Look at that dark eye it's got as well. So if you want to be kept up to date with what's going on the channel and hopefully some catch reports, do click the bell icon. That way you'll be notified as soon as a video comes out. Hopefully you can keep up to date with things that way.
It's a mean old looking sky, isn't it? What we've got here is the tide's got the tide coming in just at the top of the tide.
Well, I want to get out here and do a nighttime fishing session with the same tactics in the same spot. Just see if it makes a difference. So there are some really good fish to be caught this autumn. I hope you're getting out there. If you are, let us know. I'm assuming you're doing better than a couple of small congers. Just wanted to give a little bit of feedback on your comments from one of the last videos. This is down in Seaton. I don't know if you've seen this one, but really appreciate you adding your comments on this. Soundproof says it's East Devon, not South, so I changed that. It's actually his local venue. He's saying that east of the river mouth is fairly rough ground, whereas the west, that's including Seaton Beach, is fairly clean. And also that the beach itself is much loved beach casting venue and can throw up a huge variety of fish. It's always good to get some feedback here from someone that fishes locally. Thank you very much for that, Soundproof. So again, I really do appreciate your comments on these videos. Tips for ones like that, and I'm always interested if you've been out fishing and how you're getting on, good or bad. So thanks ever so much for watching.